You're watching CarTelltv and I'm Amelia.
Jaguar are diving right into the new era of electrification, announcing some major steps in that direction.
Now, if you're one of our regular viewers, you'll know that we love us a bit of electric vehicle action here at CarTelltv. However, hearing that one of the companies who've made some of the very best cars in history is no longer going to have an internal combustion engine in its repertoire, well, that makes me a little bit sad. Or maybe nostalgia is a better word. So, to deal with our nostalgia, today we are taking a look at the Jaguar FPace R-Dynamic P400 HSE.
What this flurry of words, numbers and acronyms means is that this is a very powerful petrol version of the FPace, packed with sporty additions and luxury.
In fact, R-Dynamic is now a standard feature on all FPace models. Now, when I heard that I was going to be reviewing this car, I thought it was going to make me sad that the ICE era of Jaguar was coming to an end. Let's take a look and see if that's what actually happened.
But before we get to driving, let's talk design. Jaguars have always been stylish creations, and the latest FPace is no different.
This is even more praiseworthy when we know that this FPace is actually a revamp of a design that's now almost 6 years old.
It just goes to show that some styling solutions aren't timeless. They simply found the overall shape that makes the FPace one of the most stunning SUVs on the market.
And they embellish it by modernising additions over time without compromising the main idea.
And the main idea is a subtle mix of elegance and aggression with unobtrusive, sculptured lines paired with a few examples of aggression to make things more interesting. For example, this bonnet looks elegant with its cascading sections, and it points towards a grille of a simple, yet once again, elegant shape.
Nothing too sharp there, just that familiar British elegance.
And then you look at the headlights and large air intakes, and they add to the aggression, but without actually diminishing the overall elegance of the car, but rather complementing it.
The designers connected the bonnet straight to the grille this time, effectively making the grille bigger without making it a big abomination.
It serves an overall design purpose, rather than one that would scream, "We want a big grille." Pay attention, BMW.
The taillights are also more modern, as is the rear on the whole.
The rear bumper and the exhaust tips are also quite different.
In short, you will never mistake the FPace for any other car. It is still, at first glance, that familiar 2016 shape.
But these subtle changes help the wonderful shape stay relevant and keep the overall charm.
You just have to love it, especially with the massive 22-inch rims on.
Engine options start from a P250, which is a 2-litre petrol with 184 kilowatts and 365 newton meters. Then a D300, which is a 3-litre diesel with respectable 221 kilowatts and 650 newton meters. Then there's this P400, which is a 3-litre petrol with 294 kilowatts and 550 newton meters. And at the very top, you'll find a proper 5-litre V8 with massive 405 kilowatts and 700 newton meters behind a P550 monniker pushing the beastly SVR model. All of the engines drive all 4 wheels with the help of an 8-speed automatic transmission. Let's give this P400 a go. You know, I would love to give the SVR a go, and I'm sure that it is an absolute blast, but I tell you what, this P400 packs a whole lot of punch. Let me be perfectly honest here. I've tried the P250. It's good, it's actually somewhat fun to drive, and it has all the power you will practically need.
So, factoring that in, well, the P400 gives me more power than I actually need.
Not more than what you want. There's the SVR for that, but the P400 is a blast to drive. It pulls with ease, peak torque is found at 2,000 revs, and it keeps up until 5,000 revs. This is a huge range, but it is worth noting that there is a good push even under 2,000 revs. The car with this engine reaches 100 in 5.4 seconds.
The gearbox is a gem. Drive modes really make a difference in the way it behaves.
In more relaxed circumstances, it needs like half a second before it understands that you want heaps of power.
In sporty conditions, it bites almost immediately.
You can see that in all but the sport mode. It aims to keep the efficiency the best that it can be.
Steering is also really precise and a little bit on the heavy side, which I personally appreciate.
It is planted and powerful. The steering is awesome, and that damn gearbox seems to read your mind. Sometimes it needs a moment to decipher what you want, but it quickly obliges.
Suspension feels a little bit more composed than before, and I guess that's because It's a bit softer.
This means there is some lean, but it is predictable and controlled. The upside is that the facelifted F-Pace feels far more comfortable. In terms of fuel consumption, the traditionally overly optimistic official rating says 8.7 litres per 100 kilometres on average.
Okay, so we did have a little bit more fun than the average person would after that initial period, but we did find it hard to keep the consumption anything less than double digits.
Just like the exterior, the interior also took the familiar idea and upgraded it to suit the current times. The screen came out of the shell it was surrounded with on the pre-facelift model.
It also looks slightly curved, which is a bit extra posh.
Rotary gearbox style is out in favour of this stylish gear shifter, and the climate controls are now more prominent with large knobs.
The steering wheel is a bit different as well. It's definitely more modern and the controls are easier to use.
But with all these changes, the overall idea is still the same. The central console has the same stack placement, the steering wheel is still a 3-spoke design with a circular middle, the angled theme is still here.
You know, on paper, it's still the same idea that looked good back in 2016. In reality, it's a modern design that fits these times perfectly.
However, the changes are not only cosmetic. There's a lot more space, especially in terms of storage, and the 11.4-inch curved screen with anti-glare coating is a major step up.
The infotainment software displays really stylishly.
It's clean, but at the same time gives a heap of info, and is actually really easy to navigate around to find your after. The rear is snug. Taller adults will struggle a little for legroom.
But at least the seats are super comfy and the headroom is actually pretty good.
Having 3 adults in the back is not advised, mostly because of that centre seat.
The rear gets your standard luxury amenities like cup holders, little bottle holder, rear air vents, climate controls. Now I don't get a USB charger, but I do get this little cigarette lighter.
The boot has a bit over 500 litres of space, which is pretty practical and on par with most of the competitors.
Back in 2017, the F-Pace got tested for safety and it got 5 stars. Now, things have changed a little bit since then, but of course the F-Pace is still very safe.
Just some of the features include auto high beam assist, dynamic stability control, adaptive dynamics, torque vectoring by braking, all surface progress control, emergency brake assist, hill launch assist, electric parking brake, 3D surround camera, adaptive cruise control, keyless entry, tyre pressure monitoring system, interior front door handles with separate locking switches, power operated child locks, seatbelt reminder, passive front head restraints, rear ISOFIX, push button start, valet mode, voice control, emergency braking, trailer stability assist, blind spot assist, clear exit monitor, driver condition monitor, lane keep assist, front and rear parking aid, rear collision monitor, rear traffic monitor, traffic sign recognition and adaptive speed limiter.
To sweeten the deal further, Jaguar now gives 5 years of unlimited kilometre warranty and 5 years of roadside assistance.
Moreover, a service plan for 5 years or 130 kilometres, whichever comes first, costs just $2,250.
This is awesome for a luxury SUV. Now what is a little less awesome, but kind of expected, is the price tag.
While you can get the lower trims for around $78,000, this P400 starts from $110,000. With all the bells and whistles added, this tested model costs almost $123,500. The most expensive editions include the lovely sliding panoramic sunroof for $4,420, tech pack with head-up display, solar attenuating windscreen and wireless charging for $2,480, and those epic 22-inch wheels for $2,290.
All the other editions are far cheaper and some of them are actually pretty good.
For example, adaptive surface response costs just $310. Surprisingly, if you want front fog lamps, you need to pay extra. They're just $403, but still, you shouldn't really have to pay extra for fog lamps in a 2021 luxury model.
However, the price is actually not that high if you consider what you're buying.
You're getting a luxury SUV that is packed with features, has great fit and finish, a surprising amount of interior space considering the size, and that lovely powertrain combo.
Correct. It's not cheap, but this is an SUV from Jaguar. Did you expect it to be cheap? Of course not. All the other things you would expect from such a vehicle are still here, and may I even say, the driving dynamics actually surpass expectation. In the meantime, make sure you have liked us on all of the things, and I'll see you next time.